These text boxes are EVP captions from EVPs that I hear later while editing. If you want to hear them, I suggest wearing headphones.
Can't say. And then somebody's showing me the scene from Young Guns, maybe. It's somebody going, "I'll make you famous." Is that Tombstone or is that Young Guns? I'll make you famous.
Today I'm headed to the Plaza Hotel in Las Vegas, New Mexico. I'll talk more about that place later. But first, I want to answer your questions about me and filming. On these rides, I'm alone. There's no pre-production or planning or setting up locations. It's seriously just me on a road trip. I film, edit, figure it out, and pay for it by myself. That's why you don't see me with controlled access to lockdown locations like you do with the paranormal shows, unless some saint running the place hooks me up. It's also crazy busy nonstop the entire time I'm on the road, with general motorcycle road trip and travel concerns, my filming concerns, and my psychic and paranormal concerns. But I love this. I enjoy doing it, and I'm grateful to have the opportunity.
Okay. I made it. It's a portal. Portal. Something there. That's something. Portal right there. Something's gonna happen with the sink and with the bathtub. What the f is up with my finger? It's just a normal hand, right? It's weird. So I just got into this hotel and I'm hanging my jacket up, and there's this cowboy here in spirit, and he's asking me like, "Where'd you ride in from?" And I was just struck by that as like, oh, that's cool. It's funny though, because I don't know, I guess riding into town is the same as it was. You know, whoever you are, whatever you're riding in or however you're traveling, you get into town, you check into the big hotel, and it's kind of like, off the road. I think that's just cool. So yeah, really tall cowboy standing behind me, like right over here. You know, just doing a quick B-roll before I mess up the room. Things that stood out to me were like when I came in here, it's this lamp being tilted to the side, and I don't know if that's because at the Jerome Hotel I had the Perfectionist orderly. I think it was an orderly. So that's interesting to me. That's drawing my attention. I'm going to straighten it, and we're going to see if something happens with it later, but it's still not straight. Maybe I'm going to be that person. Oh. So it's straight, it's leaned against the wall over there. We'll have to pay attention to that. That's something I noticed. The ceilings are ridiculously high. The ceilings are crazy high. They're like way up there. I don't know, 12-foot ceilings. I'm not sure when this was built. I'll be finding out later, I'm sure. And then these two mirrors. I feel like, yeah, these are portals for sure. I'm not sure if they need to be mirrors. Even glass might work. I don't know about like TV screen, like that flat, but I think glass panes, windows, those kind of things can be used as portals. Okay, other things I was noticing were, I was looking at the bathroom, and the sink and the bathroom especially, I feel like there's going to be activity here. I feel like the cowboy is still here, and he's talking about it like this is somebody's space right here between the room and the end of the shower. I feel like there are children that are up near the ceiling in the other room. This place is pretty cool. This is the Plaza Hotel in Las Vegas, New Mexico. But I'm gonna go get something to eat while the restaurant is still open. And then I'll come back and start doing my chores and see who else I pick up on. And you know what? Just so I've got this part out of the way. Okay, this is for the spirits. I'm Brett. I'm a psychic medium, and I like to act with me or just watch. I feel something on my shoulder. It's like tapping me on my shoulder or getting close. And I just saw somebody go by right there. It's seeing movement, almost like a kind of a blur in the air. That's what that looked like that time. Sometimes it looks like a ribbon, like just hanging in the air. Sometimes it looks like orbs. Very few orbs in photographs or on video are actually orbs. It's mostly dust being reflected in the light. Okay, so we have air. The air goes on, and that'll click. Okay. And they're just paying attention to the environment. But yeah, right now I need to go eat something and drink something. I'm dehydrated, and I probably should eat some food. All right. Thank you, everybody, for helping out. My hand is going numb. There's a lot going on here. This will be fun. So everybody will come back this evening, and you can talk to me. Thank you. Looking forward to meeting everybody. Yeah, women that are dressed really nice, really fancy from turn of the century. Wow. And I think I'm hearing noise from outside, but I'm learning my lesson to not just assume that it is something from outside. All right. Thank you. A little bit of a headache. Lots of spirit activity here. All right, that's it. I'm done this time. Okay? Gonna stop. Yeah, just wait. Everybody wait. I want to record this, but I need to go take care of my physical needs right now. All right. Spirits, what are you going to do?
I grab dinner and check out the plaza. If you recognize this place too, it's because that's where the shootout in No Country for Old Men happened. And there's the sheriff's office from Longmire, and that was in Easy Rider, and Wyatt Earp, and in countless other films and TV shows. And this place has a history too. To name drop some of the folks who've graced these streets, there's Doc Holliday, Jesse James, Billy the Kid, and Wyatt Earp. Teddy Roosevelt even stayed at this hotel. Pretty swanky place, and haunted with friendly and inquisitive spirits down every hallway. And as usual, more and more spirits show up as word spreads that my guides and I are doing our thing.
Okay, while I am trying to transfer old files from yesterday or the previous day's filming, I've got a woman here. She's larger size, wearing a red or burgundy dress, and she has blonde curly hair, and she's definitely like a higher class. Yeah, she's definitely a higher class and is somewhat interested. She doesn't like to be waiting around. She's not used to having to wait around, but I'm trying to transfer files. So the memory cards are being used by the computer, and I don't have other things to record with. And I keep getting touched on the head and touched on the face while doing this stuff. So everybody's waiting patiently, and we'll get started in a little bit, but I need to clear memory cards before I can do anything. But it's nice. Met the woman, no names, but yeah, red dress. I'm trying to get an age. I can't really tell. Maybe 30. It's about 30. She's about 30. Yeah, I think she has servants also. Or she has people that wait on her to take care of her stuff. So yeah, she's not used to having to wait around. That's fine. I'm not judging. And then there were the children by the ceiling, or at least a child. I've seen so much action, so much activity. And then the cowboy. It's like 6'2" or 6'4". It's very tall. I gotta check my computer. And I will get to everybody in just a little while. So hang out, enjoy yourselves. I was gonna offer you guys spritzers. I don't know what a spritzer is. Maybe somebody is saying to offer spritzers. If I had spritzers, just wait.
I know, I keep telling spirits to wait. If it's urgent, they usually make themselves known, or my team takes care of them and I find out about it later. After transferring files in with clear memory cards, I explore the hotel. Built in 1882, it was the finest hotel in the territory. Since then, it's rented rooms to tuberculosis victims, operated as a college dormitory, and was used in tons of movies. You can feel the layered history of this place, and when it's quiet and you tune in, the residual energy becomes almost palpable.
Somebody said they like my eyes. Thank you, I appreciate that. While I was getting ready, I had a woman, I think she's also related to the hotel, since I'm not supposed to use names. Well, I'm not sure if I was getting a name or not with her. I'm getting some name. You guys, no names. No names. I know, it's weird. I keep asking for them, and then I need to not have them. And yeah, just don't use names. The matron. Okay, that is a good way of describing her. I'm asking for images to be put in my head, and when I did that, I got the image of like a race, like possibly like car races. So I almost feel like, did they do car races in the, I don't know, 30s or 40s, like around the park or something? It's like they did races. I'm seeing the cars, I want to say Pine Box Derby cars, but the cars with the wheels, exposed wheels. I'm seeing a silver car. So yeah, races. That's the kind of stuff I love to find out. I also like to know, are there rules? Okay, I was asking rules for talking with the other side, with me talking to them. Are there rules? And it's kind of like, I got shut down right there. No talking about anything like that. Okay, so tell me about the location. Who's all here? No names, please. A guy that works in the boiler room. Do you have a boiler room? I feel like he's got red, like a red beard. All right, so who's the cowboy that visited earlier that I told to wait? I've had somebody do this before. They do the "It's Jake" from State Farm. That's the commercial. It's Jake from State Farm. Yeah, okay, great. Are there any troublemakers? That's what I'm just asking. And I am getting, it looks like Newsies. Kids in the newsboy caps. Are they at the hotel? They're on the street. They're on the street corner. Again, this feels like I'm making it up because street corner. Yeah, playing stickball. That whole image in my head. It's like in a dull black and white, so that's really, really interesting, because is that my interpretation, or is that somebody telling me that, showing me that? I'm seeing SpaghettiOs. Saw something go past just a second ago, and I happen to have tons of cameras, so something should be happening there. Yeah. I'm getting French again. I think I was getting something about France earlier. Somebody is from France? So what's happening with France? What's French? All right, if you're gonna speak really loud right in here, and I'll be able to hear it later. There's a microphone right here. Okay, somebody's saying, tell me about the angels. If you want to see the angels, ask to see them. If you want to hear them, I'm being told that I'm too bold. Okay. Too bold in offering this stuff, or it's kind of like an argument, or that's how it feels. Feels like conflict or disagreement between two people. It's asking how many people worked at the hotel. 17. But I don't know what my question was. I didn't form my question yet. A lot of times here's how it works. I'm doing all of this communication in my head, and I will ask questions in my head, and before I can even really get the question formulated, I'm getting the answer. That's one way you know that there's something going on psychically, or that you're receiving information. Another thing is if you get information and it surprises you, or you disagree with it. If it doesn't make sense, that's a big flag saying, yes, this is you're probably getting something. Seeing the races again. What about the races? 67? I feel like somebody's looking through a ledger trying to find the time, find the date. I'm hearing something about like by the sea, and we are definitely inland, so that'll be interesting. That's one of those things. That's a surprise. That's something that doesn't make sense. It's something that I disagree with. Something that I try, like, how many things do I edit out and I don't just blurt it out and say it? That's one of those things, because it sounds like I'm wrong. And I might be wrong. I'm afraid I'm wrong. But I have to say it anyway. Hopefully somebody will be able to confirm it later. I feel like I just saw something over there. Asking about numbers of spirits. I'm asking stupid questions that aren't important. Let me look at my cheat sheet. Okay, so I'd like the woman and the cowboy to step forward. The cowboy stepped forward. I'm calling him the cowboy. He might be the owner of the place. What did you like to do? It's cliche, but I see him sitting on a wooden bench, like on a boardwalk, and he's like spitting tobacco, and he's just like lounging on a bench. Sunday afternoon. Spats? Would you wear spats? It's like a cowboy, but also dresses in tuxes or something. The matron, okay. What did you like to do? She takes great pride in her hair. It's blonde and it's like it's a perm. It's like I don't think she even knows what a perm is, but it's like curled hair, and now I'm feeling something on my head. So what draws you to talk with me? You're an interesting individual. Thanks. Can't say. And then somebody's showing me the scene from Young Guns, maybe. It's somebody going, "I'll make you famous." Is that Tombstone or is that Young Guns? I'll make you famous. What? I think you're fascinating. Asking why I like to talk with them. I think you're fascinating. You're a mystery. Okay, I feel like I'm hearing somebody outside, but you know how that goes. All right, if you've got anything to share, yeah, you can come back later. We'll do this again. I'm gonna go try to meet somebody downstairs in a little while, and I'm gonna meet somebody that works here, and we'll see if I can get into places where I'm not supposed to be, or where most people aren't allowed to just go. Somebody's saying the boiler room. Can you make stuff happen? We'll try. What information would the spirit world like to tell us in the living? I was getting rejected as I was asking the question, and then by the time I got to the end of the question, it was okay. You're lucky to be alive. I'm hearing talking somewhere else, maybe. If that live talking is you guys, you gotta say my name in there, because that's the only way. Yeah, I'm seeing movement and stuff. All right, I gotta stop because I'm going long. If you need help, please talk to my guides. And you can tell others that if they want to participate or watch, they're welcome. And I'll be here till tomorrow morning at least. So thank you for speaking with me. It's a pleasure to meet you. The battery's out. That's not good.
Be sure to join me for part 2, where I get access to the basement and capture some possible spirit orbs. If you haven't, please subscribe and comment. Where's the most haunted place you've stayed? And if you'd like a reading or coaching with your psychic development, send me an email to schedule a session or to find out more. And as always, thanks for watching.